Hello and welcome back to FM21, the home of Wonderkids on Football Manager. Today we're going to be looking at Football Manager 2021 and 10 of the best release clauses for strikers in the game. I'm going to go through them one by one, talk about them, analyse them, tell you how much their release clause is, what their value is, and would I sign them or not. And before we get into our list, don't forget to smash that like button. Liking the videos really helps us out in the channel, helps promote us throughout the YouTube algorithm, and consider subscribing if you're new. We've got 3 videos a week going up across this channel at the moment. If you want to download the shortlist that we use for these videos, consider supporting us on Patreon, and there you will receive every single lovely shortlist that we use for each and every video. First up today is Alan Kardec. He's a striker. His release clause is 7.75 million and he's valued at 4.8. He's good at dribbling, finishing, first touch. He's great at heading and he's 6'2". His jumping reach is 14 and he's really good across the board, to be honest. So he's 31-year-old Brazilian. He's been capped 15 times at under 20 level. My scouts tell me he's really good in the air. His heading ability is unrivaled and he can play in a couple of positions. As well as the Holy Grail, he is a fairly consistent performer. We all know how important consistency is. I made a video on it. I will link that above. Next up, Basirishu Mohammed. His release clause is 1.9 million. He's a 17-year-old Ghanaian striker. He's quick, he can finish, he can dribble, he's got first touch, and he's got a lot of growing to do. He's valued at 165 million. Like I say, you can pick him up for that release clause of around £1 million. According to my scout, he's got a full understanding of the English language, which helps if you're playing in England. This is a fair amount of pace, ability to dribble, makes him a difficult opponent to come up against. I would sign him. Next up, Sergio Camelo. His release clause is 5.5 million pounds. He's a young Spanish striker. His finishing is already 15. At the age of 19, that is an excellent attribute to have. Agility is 14, anticipation 15, flair 13, stamina, pace 13 and 14, and heading as well is 15. With off the ball is 15 as well. You know this guy is going to score you goals. He's a poacher by trade, and my scout is telling me that he has the ability to strike the ball sweetly. It makes him a great finisher, but look at this, he is a very consistent performer. I would sign this guy without a doubt. Next up, Juan Manuel Gutierrez. He has got a release clause of 4.1 million, and look at these stats: dribbling, finishing, and first touch, the Holy Trinity, 14, 15, and 15. Determination 18 as well, and acceleration 15 makes this 18-year-old Uruguayan someone to be considered. In terms of his scout report, he's a determined individual. That's a great personality trait to have. I would sign him. Next up, Angel Bina. A couple of 13s. He's a 19-year-old Spanish kid. To be honest with you, my scout thinks he's going to be good, but I don't really rate him. Let's have a look at his personality. Oh, he's a very consistent performer though, which just puts him in the maybe sign him category. I wouldn't sign him, to be honest with you. He's only worth £450. His release clause is 350k. Not worth it for me. Fran Lopez next. His release clause is £68,000 and he's an 18-year-old Spanish kid. He's got better stats than the previous guy. Determination, finishing, dribbling, anticipation, stamina, pace, acceleration, all these are 13. In terms of his scout report, he's got the ability to dribble, which makes him a difficult opponent to play against, possesses a fair amount of pace, and displays a fairly determined attitude. I would probably stay clear of Fran Lopez as well. Luis Suarez next, and no, it's not the biting animal that we know and love from his Liverpool days, but it is a Colombian 22-year-old who has the likes of 16 off the ball, work rate 18, bravery 16, pace 16, natural fitness 16. Suarez's release clause is £20 million, but he's only valued at 8. But for me, that's still a good little deal that you're getting there for a guy who has a high work rate, relishes big matches, possesses great pace, and is a fairly consistent performer. I would sign Luis Suarez. One of the best release clauses on our list today is Andreas Milk, and I don't know how to pronounce that, but he's valued at 21.5 million. His release clause is 11.5 million. His finishing is 17. He's a 26-year-old Polish player, first touch of 14, anticipation of 17, acceleration, agility, balance, jumping, reach, pace and strength are all over 14, as well as work rate, teamwork, off the ball, flair. He's amazing. This guy's amazing, and his release clause is 11 million, but he's valued at 21.5 million. He's a fairly consistent performer. I would sign this guy without a shadow of a doubt. Coming to the final two now, this guy is worth 16 grand, but his release clause is 1.4 million. He's a 17-year-old Spanish gentleman, flair of 16, technique of 13, and composure of 13. Nothing else really jumping out at me though. Looking at his reports, he's not got a consistent personality, but he has got a balanced personality. I would not sign this player. Next up, Dani Gomez. Dani Gomez last on our list today. He's 4.3 million. His release clause is 10.75 million. My scout rates him as one of the best potentials here on this list today. And look at the holy trinity he's got there. Dribbling 14, finishing 14, first touch 14. Very well-rounded attributes indeed. He's a 21-year-old Spanish player, and my scout report tells me that he is a fairly consistent performer. Guys, thank you very much today. That has been your list. Like I say, if you want to download the shortlist, head on over to Patreon. You can support us there and get all the shortlists in return. Don't forget to smash the like button and hit subscribe if you're new. We'll catch you next time. Peace.